Hi students, hope all of you are doing well. So in this class, we are going to learn about allocation of disk space. Till now, we have discussed many of the basics about files and directories. In the today's class, we are going to learn about how the disk space is allocated for storing data of the file. Students, there are two methods for allocation of disk space to the files. The first method is referred to as linked allocation of disk space, and the second method we call it as indexed allocation of disk space. First, we are going to discuss about linked allocation of disk space. Students, in this method, the file is represented by a linked list of disk blocks. We are going to use a linked list of disk blocks to store the content of the file. Here, each block consists of two fields. The first field, we call it as data field, and the second field is referred to as control information. The data field is used to store data of the file, and the control information is used to store address of the next block which is allocated to the file. Students, look at this diagram. Here we have blocks, and these blocks, they're assigned with some numbers, right? Okay, if you consider a file, say alpha, the alpha file is stored in the block number 3. Block number 3, it has again two fields. The first field is, we call it as data field, and the second field we call it as control information field. So this is the first block we have, which is allocated for alpha file. In the control information field of this block, we have stored the address of the block number 2. It indicates that the block number 3 and block number 2, they are allocated to the file alpha. However, the starting block address is 3. So in the directory information, in place of location information of the file, we are going to store the starting address of the block. Once we are able to get the starting address of the block, the next blocks which are allocated to that file can be accessed by using the control field, because we know that the control field contains address of next block allocated to that particular file. This is how the file information is stored, and the location information is maintained in the directory entry. I hope you are understanding the concept. In the directory entry, what we do is, against the file name alpha, we are going to store only the starting address of the block, which is allocated to the file alpha, so that the next blocks of this file alpha can be accessed by using the control information. The control information of first block will contain address of second block, which is allocated to the same file. And similarly, the control information of second block will contain address of third block, and so on. But however, in the location information field, we store only the address of starting block. That's why this particular method, we call it as linked allocation of disk space. Here, the free space on the disk is also represented by using a list of free disk blocks. When the data is to be added to the file, a disk block from this free list is taken and is added to the list of blocks which is allocated to the file. We simply maintain a list of free disk blocks, and when the content of the file will increase, a free block from this list is taken and will be added to the list of blocks which are allocated to that particular file. Similarly, when the file is deleted, the blocks which are allocated to that particular file will be added to the free list of disk blocks. This is how the file data will be stored on the disk by using linked allocation of disk space. Just look at the diagram, students. Here we have here we have a block, right? So in this block, we have two fields. First field, we call it as data field, which is used to store content of the file. And the second field, we call it as control information, which will hold the address of next block. And here in the diagram, he has shown a pointer to the list of free blocks. I hope you are understanding this concept. Then students, we have the second method, which is referred to as indexed allocation of disk space. Here in this method, what we do is we are going to use an index of all the blocks which are allocated to a particular files. We simply store the block addresses in a single block, which is referred to as index block. It is also referred to as simply a file map table. The indexed allocation information is referred to as file map table. So this file map table will contain address of all the disk blocks which are allocated to a file. Okay, here if you look at the diagram, students, we have two files called alpha, and the second file we have known as beta. Here we require two file map tables, one for alpha and other for beta. So we have FMT alpha, which stands for file map table for alpha file, and we have FMT beta, which stands for file map table for the file beta. Try to understand, students. Here FMT alpha, this table will contain address of all the blocks which are allocated to the file alpha, and similarly this file map table, which is meant for beta file, will hold address of all the blocks which are allocated to the file beta. However, in the directory entry of the location information, we store address of these file map tables. In case of alpha file, the location information field contains the address of FMT alpha. That is, the address of file map table of alpha we are going to store as the location information. If we are able to access this particular file map table, then in turn we'll be able to access all the blocks which are allocated to that particular file. Similarly, if you consider the second example, beta, here in the location information we store the address of file map table of beta. So if we know the address of this table, we'll be able to access all the disk blocks of this file beta. So this is how the indexed allocation of the disk space is carried out. Students, here to store information about the free disk blocks, we are going to use a status map that is referred to as a disk status map. The disk status map, it is mainly used to indicate whether the disk blocks they are free to allocate or whether they are already allocated. Here, a single bit entry is used to indicate whether the block is allocated or whether it is free to allocate. The bit 0 indicates that that block is free, and the bit 1 indicates that a particular block is allocated. Say, for example, the first bit may refer to first block, second bit may refer to second block, and so on. Here, if you look at this disk status map, the first bit is 0, right? That 0 indicates that the first block is free. It can be allocated to any of the file when the operating system requests. And the second bit, if you look at it, is 1, which indicates that the second block is already allocated. Similarly, the third block, fourth block, they are already allocated, or fifth block and sixth disk blocks, they are free to allocate. This is how the free disk block information is maintained in case of indexed allocation of disk space. Then students, many of the times it so happens that the size of the file map table, it may become very large if the size of the file itself is very large. For medium or large sized files, the file map table itself becomes very large, and the size of the index will also become very large. In such case, we can use multi-level indexed allocation. So it is something like this. If the content of the textbook is very large, very lengthy, what we can do is we can have content to the content, that is an index to the index, which can be referred to as the multi-level indexing. So same concept can also be adopted when the size of the file is very large in case of indexed allocation of disk space. Students, here we have an example. Okay, if you look at the example, here we have the file map table. The file map table, it contains address of index blocks, and these index blocks in turn contain the address of data blocks. Students, please try to understand. Here in this case, the file map table, it contains address of the index blocks, and these index blocks in turn will contain the address of data blocks. That's why it is referred to as multi-level indexing. However, if the file map table directly holds the address of data blocks, it can be referred to as single level indexing. This is how the data is stored in case of indexed allocation.